Hafaday, welcome to Weekend Edition. I'm Crystal Paco, so glad you could join us. Thousands of island residents remain without power and water after Typhoon Dolphin slammed Guam 2 nights ago. As of 12 o'clock this afternoon, the Joint Information Center reported that 63% of the island's power was restored. According to acting utility spokesperson Heidi Ballendorf, the best case scenario is that electricity will be restored island-wide in about 3 days, while the worst case scenario is 5. Ballendorf adds crews from the Guam Power Authority are working on transmission lines that will restore power to the most customers. As for water outages reported in Maina, Malolo, Inarajan, and Umatic, Ballendorf says water should be restored tonight. Outages in Barragata, Mangwang Totomaiti, Mangilao, and Jotnya should be restored by Tuesday. Outages in Jigo are expected to be restored by Thursday. In the meantime, as GWA works on restoration, those of you who do have water are urged to conserve and refrain from water blasting and washing your cars. And as water is restored, Public Health, GWA, and Guam EPA reminds everyone whose water is coming back on to boil it first. We're all in this together, and we want power and water restored ASAP too. So here's something you can do to help get the word out about the status with utilities in your neighborhood. Set your avatars or profile pics on social media to the one of these graphics and let the authorities know you're still in the dark or high and dry, or both. Good luck, Guam. As for whether there is school tomorrow, the answer is no. The Department of Education announces classes are canceled for Monday. However, all 12-month employees are required to report to work dressed in comfortable clothes and bring water. Teachers are needed to assess their classrooms. DOE will be completing its assessment of school facilities and working with partner agencies to ensure all health and safety requirements are met before reopening. Hourly employees do not need to report to work. While most of us are cleaning up after Typhoon Dolphin, there are others that were hit hard by the storm and no longer have the luxury of returning to a place they can call home. Issa Baza has more.
Typhoon Dolphin passed Guam early Saturday morning, and yet there are still hundreds of people staying in Guam's emergency shelters. Singeko Phillips has been at Astumbo Elementary for 4 days.
If it's not broken, I'm still at my house because I love my house.
According to shelter officials, after Typhoon Dolphin passed, residents from the shelters slowly began heading home. But hundreds would return after realizing they had nothing to return to.
My house is broke down, that's why I'm here.
In an attempt to consolidate efforts, roughly 500 shelterees were transferred to Astumbo Elementary School in Dedido Saturday afternoon. But the constant shuffling left residents like Henry Meno frustrated.
These guys know we don't have water and power. Why put us here? Some part of the school don't have water and power. Some parts have.
Meno has been at Astumbo Elementary with his family since Saturday.
They move us from Maria Joa because they're gonna use that school, and then they come over here. They're gonna move us again down south or down to Muning and Nagana.
Meno said moving his family and all their belongings has been difficult. He, along with the 500 remaining at the Astumbo shelter, were bused to temporary housing in Agana Heights, Tumuning, and Dedido Sunday afternoon in order to clear the schools to begin operations. Superintendent John Fernandez said the situation is temporary and that several government departments, including the Department of Public Works and village mayors, are working together to find a permanent solution.
I thank KUAM and the government, especially the Astumbo, the volunteers people to assist us.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Issa Baza.
The cleanup in the meantime continues. Here's more on how Guam fared Typhoon Dolphin. It was a sleepless night for Jigo Mayor Rudy Matsunani.
I thought that Typhoon Dolphin was going to be friendly, but it ain't. Got some strong winds.
That's because his northern village felt the brunt of Typhoon Dolphin's blow. According to warning coordination meteorologist Chip Gard, preliminary data recorded winds at 106 miles per hour at Anderson Air Force Base, 85 miles per hour near the airport, and 70 to 75 miles per hour at Naval Station down in Santa Rita.
Last night, the small eye that we had heading toward us expanded and forced the eye wall cloud down over the northern part of Guam. This is actually a good lesson on why We tell you what we expect, and then we tell you to plan for one category higher, okay? And people planned for that, and so they were ready, and we had to, they had to make some quick actions, but they were able to do that.
It was a lesson resident Larry Titano learned the hard way.
I was complacent, and that's my fault. I mean, for 13 years, we didn't, we just took it for granted. And then just one time, it things just happened. It is not as bad as 13 years ago. Punxsutawney was worse. This is makes trees and bananas, and at least the roof didn't blow off around the houses. So this is a lot better than before. But we didn't expect it to be this bad.
On Saturday morning, Titano required the assistance of a backhoe and Jigo Mayor Matinani's staff to move heavy debris that blocked access to a multi-family ranch. Titano says his family wasn't prepared and reports 24 casualties at his Jigo home. 24 egg-laying chickens, that is. This in addition to a number of fallen fruit trees.
It's devastated. I mean, I lost all my chickens to the typhoon. But we lost most of our mango trees, a lot of our banana trees, some herbal plants that we planted years ago. We have one mango tree that's left. So I guess it's a way to start over again after all these years.
While recovery efforts begin at the Titano compound, residents can also expect to see new faces making assessments island-wide too. Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, has had a 40-member team on island since before Typhoon Dolphin's landfall, and have many more on standby in Honolulu, now en route to Guam. Senior federal official Deanne Criswell.
There has not been a disaster declaration yet, but we will have teams out in the field. There's also non-governmental agencies like the Red Cross, as well as Guam's readiness programs that will be able to help citizens as soon as they need it. It's not just FEMA. We have brought in other federal resources, other federal partners to assist in this, and those that we knew would be needed right away, like the Army Corps of Engineers that has been assisting with some of the generator issues that have been experienced here, Health and Human Services in case we had any medical needs.
But it's not just FEMA you may see out and about. Governor DeCalvo and Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio made preliminary assessments of the island early Saturday morning.
I can't say enough good things about all the emergency responders, all the people who have been working through the night. Everything from private vendors, whether it be telecommunications or data providers, that really helped us.
And telecommunications was a game changer through Typhoon Dolphin. As Tenorio tells KUAM, thanks to social media and instant messaging, the Joint Information Center and emergency responders could get data faster, like power and water outages and fallen debris.
Without that data, sometimes it becomes very difficult for us to be able to figure out what's going on. So we got, when somebody lost power in the Sinahania, we got a WhatsApp notice. And we got an issue at the Guam Memorial Hospital, we got a WhatsApp notice. And so these things really helped us a lot to see how the team was working. And we have a fantastic government as well as a private sector team.
In the event another system develops and threatens the island, residents like Titano promise to be ready.
We have to have a family SOP to, if it's condition 3, we're not going to take it for granted anymore. We shut her up. We bring the animals in. We don't take it, we don't assume that's going to go to Saipan like we were told. And, next time we'll be ready.
The Guam Homeland Security Office of Civil Defense building, which houses the Emergency Operations Center and E911, had to be evacuated early this morning. The Joint Information Center staff, along with FEMA, were ordered to vacate the facility after a suspicious odor began emanating from the E911 dispatch area. Guam Homeland Security PIO Jenica Mindy.
There are batteries that support the 911 dispatch that have overheated, and we think it could be due to the power fluctuations that have been occurring. That's being assessed right now. So we are currently, 911 is still operational. The phone lines have been rerouted to Tumaning Fire Dispatch. So we're still up and running with 911.
Around 40 people working in the Emergency Operations Center on typhoon recovery efforts, including FEMA, were moved to the Guam International Airport to resume operations there. Guam represented big time in the UFC and Bellator, starting with UFC Manila Guam's John Tuck and John De Los Reyes both won their respective fights. In about 4 minutes, Tuck beat Tae Hyun Bang with a rear naked choke in the first round. As for John De Los Reyes, he beat Roland Ralden Sangcha-an, and the bout lasted under 10 minutes. What makes their victory even sweeter is the fact that Tuck and De Los Reyes joined another fighter in receiving $50,000 performance bonuses for their impressive fights. As for Guam's Baby Joe Timinglo, he fought in the Bellator 137 in California. He beat his opponent, Antonio Duarte. Stay tuned. Next, Rehash and the Guam Crime Stoppers report is up next.
Stay connected to the world at home from everywhere you are. Get the KUAM News app for the latest in local news, videos, sports, streaming, Isla 63 AM, weather, and more. Available for free now at the iTunes App Store or Google Play.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
Kings Guam Futures 2015, presented by Hilton Guam Resort and Spa and Docomo Pacific, bring the ITF Pro Circuit to Guam. The Kings Guam Futures will be swinging into action May 23rd to the 31st. The Guam National Tennis Federation will host world-ranked tennis professionals who will be coming to Guam from all over the world. Netters will compete for prize money and ATP points to improve their position among the world's best. Qualifying matches will be played May 23rd and 24th with the main draw on May 25th. Special thanks to our platinum sponsors, Matson Navigation, Calvo Select Care, Lacoste, Morico Equipment, Dimension Systems.
Get ready, Guam. 2 unforgettable days, 1 remarkable experience. The Guam Visitors Bureau is proud to once again bring you the region's premier music event, the Lotte Duty Free Guam Live International Music Festival at Paseo Stadium in Hagåtña on June 5th and 6th. Guam Live 2015 will feature some of the world's hottest musical acts. Common King, Tinashe, and Far East Movement. With performances by Jay Park, Hoodie Allen, and Grammy Award-winning CeeLo Green. Plus, Japan's pop sensation, Wind, and Homemade Kazoku, as well as some of the best local talent from Guam. Get your tickets today at all 76 Circle K locations, MWR, Anderson ITT, Guam Auto Spot, and online at guam-live.com. Visit us on Facebook and Instagram for updates and Guam Live news. This is a GVB signature event.
We have to stay abreast of what's going on in the industry to be able to serve our customers better. The internet obviously has changed everything when it comes to retailing, and the automobile industry is no different. They can look at our entire inventory on our website on carsguam.com and see everything in real time as far as what's available. They can apply online for a loan. They can submit their trade information if they have a trade-in. They can do almost everything online, and when they come in, they're pre-approved. They know which car they want. They just want to drive it and wrap up the deal. And so we try to make that process as smooth as possible. We're the first ones in the community to have a purpose-built app for the dealership. If you own a Triple J product already, you can make appointments for service from your phone. We want a long-term relationship with them through the purchase of this vehicle and the service and parts, the maintenance, and then hopefully their next vehicle. And it comes back to the customer's first philosophy.
All right, my friends, Weekend Edition continues, and this is the part of the program where we take a look back at some of the big stories of the week. And ladies, I wonder what we are going to talk about tonight.
Well, there's a lot of stuff to talk about tonight.
Aside the storm.
Right. Aside from the storm, it was just another big story. Story this week was a video from a viewer we posted on our Facebook page of a young girl walking to her bus stop in Harmon, and she was attacked by a man who then walked away. That video was viewed over 73,000 times and shared over 1,600 times. Now, because of the exposure, it led to the capture of the suspect. So great job to Guam for calling in to Guam Crime Stoppers. And we actually had a comment from Bonifacio Valencia, who wrote, "There should be a team of citizens that fight back against crimes like these to our island. Anyone want to join?"
Well, another big story was about DOE teacher and Guam National Guardsman 27-year-old Stephen Cahill arrested this week for charges related to the very disturbing topic of child pornography. Now, not only is he accused of having sex with a former student, but that he also recorded it and supposedly accidentally sent it to his girlfriend by way of WhatsApp, who then, ladies, learned the girl was a high school student. So what did she do? She reported it to the cops, and obviously this sparked a lot of conversation on social media.
Right, and MJ Paris wrote, "The usual people here making assumptions about things they have no background knowledge. Judge not lest you be judged. 2, age of consent is 16. How does a jilted lover, quote, accidentally get a video sent to her? The truth will all come out. Don't judge too quickly." Geo responds, "Prejudging or not, legal or not, this adult officer and teacher should know better than to get himself in this predicament. Just that is enough for some kind of punishment from the National Guard, right? Let's wait and see."
Okay, and of course, the big story that we got word of it Monday, it lasted all the way through the week, was of course Typhoon Dolphin. We were working on this pretty much nonstop. That is our commitment to the people of Guam. We are no special people. This affects us as much as it affects anybody. So, Issa, let's start with you. How was your storm experience?
Well, it was definitely an adventure. We started on Thursday night, where we were preparing all throughout the week. Right. But on Thursday, I went out to the shelters. So I went to Machinauna, Maria Ujoa. I spoke with John Fernandez. He was out there helping everyone prepare. And so we started out with around 5 different shelters, 3 in the north, 1 in the central, and 2 in the south. However, by Friday morning, 2 of the shelters had already been filled. And so an additional 2 shelters, FB Leon Guerrero and Wedding Gale Elementary, opened. And by Friday afternoon, there were over 1,000 people at the shelters. And it wasn't just because of substandard housing. I was out there talking to people at the shelter. Some of them had tin roofs, they weren't in very safe housing, so that's why they went to the shelters. But other people were experiencing severe flooding. And so that's why they had to make their way there, because it wasn't a safe situation for their family, for their children. Other than that, I was out about in Tumon. We saw people still walking around during the storm, condition 1. We saw people swimming in Agana Bay.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
That's crazy.
Some of my friends who surf, they were posting videos of them surfing on Facebook. So it wasn't a very safe situation, but that's some of the things that I did. And how about you, Joni?
Well, for me, I actually started dolphin watching on Monday, because that's when we first heard that it was developing and that it could come in our direction. And on Thursday, I was at Homeland Security, and I was talking to the Joint Information Center. I got a chance to speak to FEMA Region 9's IMAT team, who came out in advance of the storm, and they are still currently here. But also, I did get a chance to stroll through some of the villages, right before the storm on Thursday. And I saw that, like what the governor and Public Works Director Glenn Leon Guerrero saw, that there were still many residents who didn't board up their homes yet, who didn't secure their yards. And so that was alarming. And so, I just tried to stress as much as possible to make sure that you were prepared for the typhoon. And then on Friday, I was able to get back out there. And one thing I always like to do during storms is go down by the beach and see how Mother Nature, how powerful she is. And she nearly blew me off the rocks. So it's definitely an experience and an exciting one. And it's just one of those things that we try to push out and keep our residents informed.
I just really wanted to say you guys did a great job, including Crystal, who's not on the set right now.
Hopefully, they're
and
getting Crystal,
Ken.
Joan, and Ken are getting some sleep at this point.
Well, Crystal's still got to
Very
do
well
the
deserved.
rest of Weekend Edition.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well,
great
and
job.
we should also mention that over the last 2 typhoons here on our wonderful island, Jolene has pretty much set herself apart as the storm surge reporter. She always goes out. Basically, you've been to Boat Basin. You've been to basically at shore's level, seeing the waves. So that's quite the exciting and
It is.
exhilarating. And that kind of leads over to me, because the videos that Jolene and Issa and Ken Quintanilla and Crystal Paco and Jonah Goncharvis and everybody on the KUAM news team put together, we were putting those online. We were getting your feedback. It was a total team effort, which includes you, the community.
Includes our radio guys.
Yep. And
our-
trust
and
me
our
when we tell
sales.
you, we are just 4 people up here on the news set. The entire KUAM production involved way many more people that we can mention right now. So it was a total team effort, because we are very proud of our island and we want to make sure that everybody stays safe. So make sure to keep sending us your pictures and videos. We will feature them on Rehash or throughout the week. Make sure to tag us or send us a message on Facebook, and we will be back right on the flip side of this break.
Like you said, we gotta get away from living like the way we've been bred. We'll know what took them like a bat on the back of the head. We can do what we want. We're like Bonnie and Clyde, but without any pride. We're gonna make out in the shootout on the day that we die. We put on into big lights, we put our lives on the line. We can do what we want.
Many call it the Olympics of cultural events. Others have said it's the United Nations gathering of Pacific Islands. Some say it's the greatest assembly of culture, heritage, and the human spirit. The Festival of Pacific Arts has been bringing artists and cultural performers together from around the Pacific region since 1972. FestPac is a perpetuation of culture and traditions through the sharing and exchanging of practices and performances, from arts and crafts to dance and song to cuisine and dress. It's the celebration of what we all have in common and what makes us unique. Guam will be hosting the 12th Festival of Pacific Arts, bringing 27 Pacific Island nations together, placing our island at the center of this incredible event. Be a part of the largest cultural festival in Guam's history. Dinanya Sunidu Siha Gita Pacificu. Let's make history. Let's tell our story.
Brought to you by GVB and the stations of KUAM.
Hyundai owners are passionate, and with quality like ours, no wonder they're excited to showcase their vehicles. And with 3 highest-ranked vehicle awards in the J.D. Power Initial Quality Study, our vehicles are something to love, maybe even a little too much. So welcome, all you soon-to-be Hyundai owners. Here's to a long, wonderful future together. J.D. Power Award-recognized quality, the Accent, Genesis, and the Elantra. From Hyundai.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We are talking about keeping our island community safe, and Officer Paul Tapao, the coordinator for Guam Crime Stoppers, is here. And very good timing that you're here, because we are talking about how to stay safe after a storm. Now, as an officer of the law, I'm sure you see like a lot of people go out, and especially these days, you know, with cell phones, people always want to get, you know, some interesting picture or some video, or people just get, you know, cabin fever inside their house. They just want to venture out. Why is that so dangerous?
Well, you got to understand too, once they give the all clear, that's the whole government assessment, to include Department of Public Works and, of course, the Guam Police Department and Guam Power Authority. it's bad because you have debris, you have trees that are falling over, you have actually overhang wires that are maybe still live. We don't know, regardless if there's an island-wide power outage. And that's why it's important that they understand that we should leave the roads open for essential vehicles, essential workers who are there to make sure that the roadways are safe, especially the roadways, because a lot of the debris and everything, it's really going to be cumbersome if you get stuck in the middle of the roadway and help can't get to you because of the factors that are on the road. And you also got to consider too that the power is out, there's no traffic lights. And a lot of the drivers, they have this tendency of just making their own rules and regulations when they hit the intersection and stuff. And it really does become dangerous and everything. And for us as first responders, that's one of the fewest things that we need to worry about are the rubberneckers who just want to go out and sightsee and everything. And now they become a situation where we have to address.
And they're not only endangering themselves, they're also endangering you guys, because you guys have to possibly go out there and tell them, hey, we need you off the road. And then you guys are exposed to, down trees, like maybe flooding, live wires, like you said.
Yes, I remember vividly, Typhoon Dolphin, we had a lot of down concrete utility poles that were still live, and it was scary because we saw quite along Route 1, maybe we counted at least 12 abandoned vehicles. And, it was left unattended, and this is the middle of Route 1. And you also had a jet ski in the middle of the road, and it just shows you that, it's still very dangerous just to be out and about.
Now, knock on wood, and perish the thought, but what if somebody out there, the all clear has been given and they have a family emergency, like maybe say their wife goes into labor or, like they need to get to a hospital or see a doctor and everything like that. Who should they contact?
They should immediately call 911. Once we give the all clear and everything, Guam Fire, the Guam Police Department, we're there 24 hours a day. The only thing that the Guam Fire, they don't run when it's condition 1, or unless the roads and the conditions permit them to. But once they give condition 4 and the all clear, immediately call 911. Don't take it upon yourself to venture into the road because your normal route that you're used to may not be so normal because you have down trees, down power lines, a bus or a car in the middle of the road that's not there, and your tunnel vision, get to the hospital, and you're going to be distracted. So just call 911. All
right. Well, speaking of calling 911, what's our crime of the week?
This week is a robbery that occurred on the street of Loretto Street in Dededo.
All right. Here's the information.
On Tuesday, the 5th of May, at around 9 in the evening, officers from the Dededo Precinct Command responded to a robbery in progress at the OK Fun Game Room located on Loretto Street in Dededo. Now, according to the police report, the attending cashier of the game room noticed a male individual had entered the game room, raised his right hand, and fired a single shot at the establishment's ceiling while instructing the customers to lay on the ground. The suspect then ran to the cashier's booth and began demanding money. Fearful for his safety, the cashier immediately complied and handed the suspect an unknown amount of cash. The suspect then ran into the cashier's booth and fired 2 shots towards the floor and immediately ran out of the game room. The cashier only described the suspect to be male, possibly local, standing about 5 foot 10 inches tall, and was last seen wearing khaki cargo shorts, a dark-colored short-sleeved shirt, and a red mask covering his face. He was armed with a handgun. As a result of the robbery, no one was hurt. The Guam Police Department and the Guam Crime Stoppers is reaching out to the island for their help. Should anyone have any information about this robbery, you can call 477-HELP, or you can submit a text to 486-HELP. If you have any information about this case, please call the Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP or text 688-STOP. You can also visit our webpage at www.guam.crimestoppersweb.com or call the Guam Police Department at 475-8615-6 or 7. Guam Crime Stoppers wants to remind the public that we do not use caller ID and you do not have to leave your name. You can receive a cash reward of up to $1,000 if the information provided leads to the arrest and conviction for the person or persons responsible for this crime or any other crime.
All right, Paul, thanks so much. Good to have you here as always, and please stay safe.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And thanks for keeping us safe.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned, everybody. We're back after this.
The spring cleaning event is on at Nissan. Get into the practical and fun 2015 Rogue Select starting at just $148 per pay period with no money down. During the spring cleaning event, you'll find other great no money down deals from the Nissan line. Rogue Select impeccable styling with alloy wheels, Bluetooth, and rear view camera starting at just $148 per pay period, no money down at Nissan Upper Guam. Find out more at nissanguam.com.
Advances in technique and medications used to prevent dental pain have shattered the myth that a dental visit is something to fear. Even the dreaded root canal or wisdom tooth extraction. Swabbing or spraying a topical numbing agent on before the injection and using different techniques and anesthetics can create a relatively comfortable or pain-free injection. Injections are often the most feared procedure. Some patients don't like the sounds or the vibrations of decay removal. If you're still nervous or you gag easy, despite these techniques, very safe oral medicines can be taken before your dental appointment to eliminate all fears, or some clinics use nitrous oxide gas. Pain relievers can easily be prescribed to eliminate mild to severe dental discomfort after any visit. For your helpful dental minute, I'm Dr. Kenny Bourgeois of Paradise Smiles. We shall never know all the good that a simple smile can do.
Hyundai owners are passionate, and with quality like ours, no wonder they're excited to showcase their vehicles. And with 3 highest-ranked vehicle awards in the J.D. Power Initial Quality Study, our vehicles are something to love, maybe even a little too much. So welcome, all you soon-to-be Hyundai owners. Here's to a long, wonderful future together. J.D. Power Award-recognized quality, the Accent, Genesis, and the Elantra. From Hyundai.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shout-outs from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Happy first birthday to Colton Edward Love, the family. Happy birthday to Becky. Happy birthday to Michael Paul Kuma Shinohara. It's your 3rd birthday this weekend, to our big boy and the one who brightens our day. We're glad to have mommy and daddy. Happy 24th birthday to Marjorie Cabrera Leon Guerrero. Love the family. Happy birthday to Lelian Garces Espinosa. And happy birthday to Stephanie Tykenko. That's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network. Thanks for watching and have a safe weekend.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E,